Friday night. I would show my face. So here I go, showing my face for another Friday Night Live kickback with the doll, with your girl, it's Kells. This is week, I want to say 13. This is week 13 that we have gone live each and every Friday night at 7 p.m. Just coming in, decompressing from the week and all the code switching that we have to do on a daily at the people that work. But in this space, we just come, kick back, talk, have a little sippy sip, and just learn from the collective wisdom of the KELLS community as we do. So you know the deal. First things first, come on in. Let me know what you are sipping on and where you are watching from. Drop your flag if you're watching from overseas. Have a lot of international subbies, so if you are watching from overseas, definitely drop your flag and let me know where you are watching from. Also, if you are catching us live, I see a couple of you guys were waiting for me in here. I appreciate you so much. But as you know, replay gang is strong in the collective. So if you're watching this on a replay tomorrow night or Sunday night or even Monday night, be sure to chime in on the comments. I reply to each and every one, as I do when we are watching live. And we'll still get into the things. You know what I mean? We'll still get into the things. So yeah, you guys see I have a little cup here. I'm double fisting it tonight, guys. I'm double fisting it tonight. Oh, I see Junior Culture in the building. What's up? Big up yourself, Junior Culture. I'm double fisting it tonight, guys. Tonight I'm drinking, I'm still on that pomegranate Ciroc. Still on the pomegranate Ciroc, guys. And then over here I just got the H2O, right? So cheers, clink, 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 clink. I'm still keeping that throat chakra lubricated. You know what I mean? We work with the throat chakra when we come on these lives. So we got to keep her lubricated and ready to deliver for the peoples, ready to deliver for the collective. So I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I saw DB in the building, Junior Culture in the building. Who else is in here? Chime in the comments. Let me know you are watching and what you're sipping on and where you're watching from. So first things first, let me go ahead and make sure that I can, I think we're coming in clear. Merch is up like 7. We're up like 7. All right, so look, let me make sure that I am seeing you guys on the feed so I can catch your comments. We're gonna get into the topic reveal. You guys could probably tell by the subject line what your number 1 was, but I still wanna remind you of what your options were for this week and your percentages so y'all can know what the people them is feeling like talking about percentage-wise. And then we'll get into the topic, yes. So, all right, so let me make sure I can see y'all in the feed over here. All right. Amen. Okay, so here we go. YouTube. And then I have on here, I'm going to talk about the truth about Black women loving up. Ooh, not y'all watching, not y'all already in here. Not y'all waiting on the doll to come come talk the things, right? All right, so good. I can see you guys in the chat here, and then I can see the feed. I'm hoping it's coming in a little bit blurry on my end. Are y'all seeing me clearly, or is it blurry? Is it blurry on your end? I hope. Apartment live view, how's it looking? Is it blurry on your end, or are we coming in clear, sis? Oh, you're on your T again, blurry. What is going on? I'll pause it for 1 second. Hopefully it doesn't mess up. All right, can you guys see me? Hopefully that comes back a little bit clearer. I can't tell. It's better. Yes, DV. Look at me flipping. Y'all can see me doing the whole flipping thing. I had to switch up the thing. I had to make it work. So we're gonna make it. Yes, we're gonna make it work there. All right, cool, brilliant. All right. So okay, so let's get into it. Technical difficulties sometimes when we do these lives, but I know you guys are riding with me. So okay, so let's get into it. So, oh my gosh. Oops, that's my phone going off trying to show you guys what we're talking about today. So I just saw 444 on the clock. If you are into numbers, we are on the right path. We're keeping it going. I see the people that are in the comments. I appreciate you guys' support so much. So you see the topic of the video tonight. Sound is delayed. You see the topic of the video tonight. Hopefully it picks back up in a second. I'm hoping that it picks back up in a second. I'm just waiting for it to maybe catch, because I noticed that the internet was a little bit wonky. And so I'm hoping that it's synced. Okay, Junior Culture, yeah. Okay, so you guys might have to catch the synced up version on the replay, but hopefully we're gonna get into the things and hopefully it doesn't mess up too much. I did switch my Wi-Fi, so hopefully it's better. It's better now. Anyway, so you guys see the topic. You guys see, okay, the audio is good. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you guys so much for letting me know. You know, sometimes YouTube be tripping, honestly. Like, you would think by now they would fix all of this, but you know what? And let me take that back. I don't even think it's completely YouTube. I honestly think sometimes it's just the internet and the Wi-Fi at this time of day. I feel like a lot of people is on the internet at this time of day, and so sometimes we get a little bit of a delay on the thing. But hopefully we get the clear picture and the audio sync back up and we could get into the things. We could talk the things, the truth about Black women leveling up, what that really means, what that really is looking like. There's a lot of talk about it, but what is that? What does that really mean? Like, what's really going on? What's really going on? Yeah, Junior Culture says internet for sure. Yeah, it's something going on, but anyway, we back. Okay, so here's the deal. So let's do a topic review. And before I do that, let me take a sip. Let me take a sip. Hold on. Pomegranate Syrah, still to Mating, doing good. And then some water, so. Clink, 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 cheers. Clink, clink, clink. I got the water, all kind of lipstick dripping off the thing. Okay, so let's look at the percentages on Instagram. So you guys know that each and every Friday night we go live. We do our kickbacks, Friday Night Live kickbacks with the doll. It's KELLS and the KELLS Collective, where we learn from the collective wisdom of the KELLS community. But on Thursday nights is when we drop the topic options. So every Thursday night, you can look on my IG or the community tab here on YouTube or on my Facebook page to see what the topic options are for our kickbacks, for our discussion. So throughout the week, people direct message me or ping me, text me, whatever, if you got my information, and let me know what they want to talk about. Also, I just pick topics that have been like relevant to me during the week. And so I figure that if it's relevant to me during the week, then you guys potentially might be having a similar experience, or it might be relevant to you. So we pull all those ideas together, our top 4 for the week. We drop those on Thursday nights. You guys vote for like almost 24 hours from Thursday to Friday. And then on Friday, right before the live, we figure out what we're going to be talking about. And then we talk from the dome. Okay, we talk from off the dome. All right. So none of this is scripted. So this is really, I feel like a lot of people think, you know, a lot of people do YouTube and they write their videos out. They do their scripts, they film, they edit, they do all of that. Your girl don't do none of that. We don't do none of that. Y'all pick the topics. I think about it for like 10 minutes while I'm getting myself together to go on these lives. And then we just riff off the top of the dome. So it's the skills. It's the skill set. You know what I mean? So anyway, and this is week 13. So again, consistency for me. The whole goal of this is to reconnect with the community and be consistent for the year. Hopefully that's my whole goal, and to get back out there and to just really reconnect with you guys, because I know I had dropped you guys for a couple years dealing with some issues, but now everything is pretty much straight. So we back at it again and we out here. Okay, so I appreciate the support. I appreciate the likes, the comments, the shares of the video, the screen grabs and the shares on your social, whatever you have to do, but I so much appreciate you guys. Okay, so that's enough self-promotion. Let's get into the topic options, how they came about, and then we'll get into the actual topic of tonight's live, yeah? Okay, so let's do that. So, all right, so the options were, we have, of course, 4 options. The options were, the first one was how Senator CORY Booker from New Jersey, how he stood up for future SCOTUS Judge KETANJI Jackson Brown. Did y'all see that whole speech he did when they're doing her confirmation hearing? She's about to be the first Black female Supreme Court justice. And, you know, all these senators are asking her all of these nonsensical questions and all of these things that have nothing to do with her. Sis is like Ivy League educated from head top to foot bottom, top tier. You know what I mean? Like, had to be 10 times better. And they over here asking her foolishness questions. So, of course, her brother, you know, in the Senate, you know, Senator CORY Booker had to bust in and give a whole sermon and pray grace over her as she goes through these really tough interviews. And it was just really beautiful to see. And I'm very limited in how many characters I can put in the options, specifically on Instagram. So I had to shorten it to say how Senator CORY stood up for Judge KETANJI. But really what I wanted to name that one is like black men. Black men, we need you to ride for us. We need you to cape for us like how Senator Booker caped for Judge KETANJI. That's what I really wanted to call that topic. But I ain't have all that space. So I just said how Senator CORY stood up for Judge KETANJI. But I hope y'all got the sentiment of like, this is what we need. This is this kind of love we need from black men and coming from a black woman. And so that one got 38% of the vote on Instagram. Okay, so the second option, we're going back to this dating series. You guys know that here on YouTube, my primary audience came from my Dating in London series, my Dating in DC series. So I'm always going to drop a little dating, little, romance kind of topic in the options just to see if you guys really want to show out for the thing and hear what dating is like as a single girl in a new city. And so that topic option was truth about dating in Atlanta, my likes so far. And that got 31% of the vote. So it came in second place on Instagram, right? And then the third option was a mini life update, birthday recap, and travel plans for spring and summer. And of course, I only had a limited amount of space on Instagram, so I didn't really fully get to pull that out. And you guys was not interested in hearing about the doll's birthday plans or travel plans. That's okay. That came in at 8% of the vote, and that's quite fine because sometimes I get tired of talking about my personal business on here anyway, so it's better to just hold that close to the vest. Yeah. And then the fourth option, oh, you guys know my birthday was last week, so this whole month I've been celebrating. I will drop some content, some recap content of how I celebrated throughout the whole month, because your girl's been going to hip-hop shows, record release parties, dinners, live shows, but like just family came in town, so there was a lot happening for my birthday this month. And so I'll try to drop some content to just share some recaps of that instead of doing a whole live about it. Yeah. And then the fourth option was what women leveling up really means. And that came in at 23% of the vote on Instagram. So over on Instagram, the number one was how Senator Cory Booker stood up for Judge KETANJI, and that came in at 38% of the vote. But the vote is pretty much evenly split over the other two options, and then the travel one and the birthday update got the least option. So it's kind of like even on Instagram of what y'all wanted to talk about. Yeah. And so then heading over to YouTube, let's look at the numbers on YouTube, how you guys voted about what you wanted to talk about tonight. And let's look at the thing. All right. And so again, you can vote on my community tab on YouTube, or you can vote on my Instagram page. And I'm at Instagram at it's KELLS with 3 S's on the end. All right. So again, the same 4 options for our Friday night kickbacks. Black men stand up like Senator Cory Booker did for SCOTUS KETANJI. We need y'all to cape for us. And that came in on YouTube. Okay. 0%. Y'all ain't want to talk about it. 0% on YouTube. So that's pretty funny. Okay, so then the second option, truth about dating in Atlanta, what it's looking like so far, my likes, that came in at 20% of the vote on YouTube. Okay, life update, birthday recap, travel plans for spring and summer, that came in at 0% of the vote on YouTube. And then the last option, black women leveling up, what it means, there's so much talk about it, 80% of the vote. 80% of the vote on YouTube wanted to talk about black women leveling up, what it means, because there's so much talk about it. So much talk about it. And I'm here for it. Okay, I am definitely here for it. I see you guys chiming in on the comments. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. That's what y'all wanted to talk about on YouTube. And so because that was such a, I always have to figure out which topic we're going to talk about if it doesn't match up between Instagram and YouTube. And because on Instagram, it was kind of like evenly split. There was no like definitive topic that you guys really wanted to talk about. But however, on YouTube, it was so definitive, like 80%, like literally 80% of the vote. You guys could go on the community tab here on YouTube and see it for yourself. 80% of the vote went to Black women leveling up, what it means. There's so much talk about it. So because you guys were so unequivocal, definitive, like that's what y'all want to talk about, 80% of the people them who voted, who took the time to vote, because that's what you guys wanted to talk about here on YouTube, I made the executive decision that that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So hence the subject line on this video. Yeah, what we'll get into. I will say also, I do get emails at itskellscollective@gmail.com. And there's a gentleman, I think he's called Ray, who always emails me and wants me to talk about Black women having high standards and Black women maintaining high standards. And sometimes I try to put that topic as an option, but the way I worded it in the past, it really didn't, y'all didn't really vote for it like that. So it never got to be at the forefront of what we talk about on our kickback. But for some reason this week, the way I worded it, or just what's going on collectively or what we're experiencing, y'all wanted to talk about it. So I hope Ray does get a chance to watch and join. If not live and chiming in the comments like we're doing right now, definitely replay gang. We have a strong replay gang on the collective. So Ray, if you're watching, definitely we got to your topic, bruh. Let's talk about it, and definitely chime in on the comments. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll get into the things. Yeah. I think I could talk a little bit about. I still am very interested in talking about how Cory Booker really stood up for Judge KETANJI and what that meant to see a man like really in his masculine, protecting and offering covering for a Black woman in the face of all of those people. If you guys, when they showed that video, I'm just gonna talk about it a little bit. When they showed the actual video and his speech, the camera zoomed in on him. So you see a split screen. Usually when they show it, when they've been showing it on social media, you see a split screen and it's his face zoomed in, and then you see Judge KETANJI's face zoomed in. But if you go and look at the video on YouTube and you show where the space that they were in, it was in front of an audience full of white men, some white women sprinkled in. You know what I mean? It was on the Senate. It was in a Senate hearing type of room. So he wasn't just one-on-one bigging her up and speaking grace over her and covering over her and holding space for her greatness and bigging her up like that and protecting her like that one-on-one. That was in front of everybody, all of them co-workers. Do you know how amazing that must have felt? You know what I mean? For him to be able to deliver that type of grace to her and for her to receive that publicly, letting them know that y'all can't talk foolishness to this queen right here because she's covered not only by me, but from God. Black men, this is what we need from you. Y'all see these boys out here talking all that foolishness about women. Y'all see these boys on these podcasts running off at the mouth, talking crap about talking crap about some of the most divine creatures that ever walked this earth. And y'all gonna sit there quiet? No, man. Senator Cory Booker just showed y'all how you supposed to do it. You supposed to check these people. White people, check them. Other Black men talking shit, check them. Y'all need to speak up when you see people talking foolishness about y'all women. Why are we good? Hello? Y'all scared? The women is the only people y'all have mouth for? Black women is the only people y'all have mouth for. You need to be able to talk up when you see these men talking that foolishness. Be like Senator Cory Booker and let them know she is deserving. She paid her dues. This is a queen right here. This is a star. He called her a star in the sky. He called her a beacon. Was it beacon? He called her a beacon. This woman had to sit there and tears come down her face. How that man was covering her like that. That's what we want to see. Y'all, women don't know what they want. Black women don't. This is what we want. We want y'all to stand up and cape for us like how we cape for you. When they shooting y'all down, when they shooting y'all down in the street, look who helping y'all. But y'all want to put up memes about Black women and y'all want to dress up. Quiet as it's kept. Y'all want to dress up like Black women more than y'all want to stand up and defend them. Okay, so I gotta say, that's my shout out to Senator Cory Booker. He did an amazing job. That's what we want to see more of. That was so touching and endearing to my heart. And it was just amazing to have that kind of covering. And every woman kind of wants that. You know what I mean? Every woman kind of wants that covering. Deserving ones, you know what I mean? So anyway, all right. So that's my little spiel. We're just gonna go in a little bit about the first topic, since Instagram that seemed to be your number one. But what we're really talking about tonight, with the 80% vote from YouTube, is Black women leveling up and what that really looks like, what that really means, okay? And I did take 10 minutes and do my little notes just to capture some off the top of the dome notes, so I wasn't too much rambling tonight, because I think this is a little bit of an important topic, and I've talked about it previously on my channel, always in the context of something else, but I think it's important for y'all to know just like a little bit of what it looks like to me. You know what I mean? A little bit of what it looks like to me. But before we get into it, I'm gonna jump in the comments, because I see y'all chiming in on the comments, and I want to give you guys the limelight. I want to amplify what you guys are talking about. So let's talk about it. Let's see what's in the comments so far. All right, so our audio visual is looking good. And then DB is saying, yes, his speech was well timed. She was so poised during that foolishness from the other side. A mess. I mean, it was all kind of foolishness and all kind of political propaganda they were tying to her basically her job interview. I can't remember the exact words, but her hearing and all of that, because they knew that it was getting a lot of media attention. So instead of asking her sensical questions that really was like trying to figure out what she was doing in her life, what if she qualified for the job, which obviously she is, they were trying to politicize and ask her, do you know the definition of a woman? Do you know, what about racism at schools? What do you think of minimum sentencing? None of this has anything to do with her role as a Supreme Court justice. It was just a mess. So to see Cory stand up for her like that, that was amazing. Yeah. All right. So Junior Culture is saying, keyword women, not girls. I mean, I think girls need to be protected even more than women, but you know, that's just me. Black girls should be protected too, unless you're referring to women that with childish mindsets. And then that's Apartment Life View is saying that for sure, speaking to mentality. So if you are a man, if you are a masculine, your design ideally is to be a leader and to be an uplifter and to be somewhat of a mentor. So if you're running into a woman or a man, a child, a girl, a boy, that's mentality is not where you think it should be, it is not your role to judge it. It's your role to set an example for them to see something different, to hopefully trigger something in their mindset, to elevate them. Not to leave them out or to cast them aside because their mentality is not where it's supposed to be. You as a man, you as a leader, you as a well-designed man should understand that everybody's mentality is not going to be up to par, and it is not your job to cast them out, but it's your job to step into a light that they see something in you that they want to emulate, thus causing them to elevate their mentality. Quiet as is kept. So it's not about girls, boys, anything like that. It's about stepping into your God-given right as a leader and being the light so that people can see the light in you and want to emulate it, want to be closer to you, want to draw closer to you. You serve as a leader and a mentor to this community. So even if there's always a weakest link. There's always a weakest link, but your job is to support that as a man and the backbone of the community. And I feel like sometimes you guys just let these weak links run their mouth, and instead of checking them and letting them know you are the weakest link, but I'm the real alpha around here. So you're gonna follow my lead and stop the foolishness. That's your job. If you're a man, come on now. You know what I mean? Like it's always gonna be a weak link. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be somebody with a mentality not quite up to par. But hold your space, kings. You know what I mean? Hold your space. So anyway, yes, but women, thoughts, look, a thought gotta eat too. Like not everybody has intellect. Not everybody has some people got to work with what God gave them. Some of us got body and ass and titty, you know what I mean, and flat belly and all of that. And some of us got intellect and can run their mouth and has confidence to come on alive and things like that. So, you know, you work with what God gave you. So it's like, look, the thoughts got to get their money too. The hell? God gave them a booty that could shake. Like, what you want them to do with it? Not use it? You use what God gave you. Use what God gave you. Use what God gave you. You know what I mean? So, not everybody can be boring intellectual like my ass, okay? Not everybody. All right. So anyway, so that's enough about CORY, Senator Booker, and Judge Brown Jackson, or Jackson Brown KETANJI. Let's get into some of the things. Let's get into some of the things about women leveling up, Black women leveling up, and what that really looks like. So I'm gonna start here with that. When you're a lot of times what you're hearing when people are talking about like leveling up, you see them like looking nicer or dressing in a certain way, or maybe spending a certain amount of money, or materialistic type of things. And there's nothing really wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, you like what you like. If you like designer, if you like nice cars or nice hair or nice jewelry, makeup, that's all of that is good. But the reality and the real, when we're talking about the truth of leveling up, first and foremost, the thing that is leveling up, the thing that is changing is your mindset and your mentality. So this is a perfect segue from what we were just talking about before to, Black women leveling up. First and foremost, the first thing you're doing when you are leveling up is a switch in your mindset. What does that switch in mindset looks like when you're leveling up? And this is all, and disclaimer, I'm gonna put a disclaimer right here, big disclaimer. This is my opinion. This is what I see from my research, whether it be of other people or whether it be of myself. So take everything I say here with a grain of salt. And also be sure to chime in on the comments, because we learn from the collective wisdom of the It's KELLS community. So I'm definitely going to take what you guys have to say in the comments, the live ones in the feed, and also our replay gang who is strong. Okay, so that's my disclaimer. Okay, so Black women leveling up. I'll make sure this is looking good. All right, so Black women leveling up. So here's the deal. So it's your mentality. So what's happening when what's really happening when you say, okay, what mentality switches are happening? For me, what I've seen it be, what I primarily see it as is a mentality switch from going from living in survival mode to living in thriving and abundance. What does that look like? A lot of our parents, the way that they raised us, the way that they had to live and survive and make money and, just try to feed their family in this system that we live in, primarily if we live in a Western country, that the way they operated, that was survival mode. The top predominant thing was just getting food on the table, keeping shelter over your head, and keeping the children alive and enough to just go to public school, and they go to a little work job and do that. And they weren't thinking about anything else other than that. They weren't thinking about healing any traumas that they had experienced. They weren't thinking about passing on generational curses, which they all did to us, because none of them did any healing. All of them thought that therapy and all these healing modalities was woo-woo, you know what I mean? And so they weren't thinking about traumas, passing on generational curses or anything like that. They barely was thinking about their health. They barely was thinking about their teeth. They barely was thinking about going to the doctor or anything like that. All they were thinking about is how to survive in this system, in this shit stem, as I have some friends call it, right? Whereas thriving mode mentality, the way of operating, is something completely different, right? It is no longer worried about the base fundamental things of life. It's now looking at life as something that should be to be enjoyed, to be in prosperity, to be in abundance, to live a soft life. Y'all might be seeing that topic come up on YouTube a lot. This concept of living a soft life. You know what I mean? That life should be easy. You should follow your bliss. It should feel good. Life is not meant to be hard. It's not meant to be a struggle. You should be able to flow through it at some instances. That is the difference between a mentality of a struggle survival mode, which most of us were raised in, as opposed to I'm thriving. I'm moving out of struggle and trying to survive, and I'm moving into thriving. It's such a well-oiled machine. My perspective has shifted, you know, I'm good on a certain level, that my base needs are met, and now I can move up the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that triangle or that pyramid that they do, that it shows you on the bottom your base needs are like food. I can't remember what it is. I have to look it up. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look up Maslow's hierarchy of needs so that I could show you guys the base, what the base level looks like. All right, so here we go. So on the base level, okay, so here we go. So on the base level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the base thing is like your psychological needs, and this is air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and like reproduction, and that's on the base level. And then their next level is like your safety needs, personal security, employment, resources, health, property. Then the third level is like love and beyond and belonging, friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection. Next level is like esteem, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, freedom. And then the third level is, fifth level is self-actualization. We're talking about desire to become the most that you can be. So if you think about it, like, where were your parents on this Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Where was your parents? Your parents was not at the desire to become the most that they could be for the most of us. Most of our parents was like on psychological needs, air, water, food, clothing, reproduction, because they had you. And then maybe they was at safety, you know, personal security, employment, resources, health, and property. Okay, that's pretty much where our parents was. Parents probably wasn't even on the love and belonging. Probably wasn't even on the love and belonging level, you know what I mean? They wasn't on the esteem level. They weren't on the self-actualization level. Like, you have to elevate through these levels, and usually this takes like generationally. So you know, leveling up as a Black woman, the first thing is, you know, outside of the materialistic things, the first thing is the mindset, and choosing to go from this survival mode to conducting your life in a way that you feel like you are thriving. So that's the first thing that I want you guys to know about leveling up, the truth about leveling up. Okay. I see you guys chiming in on the comments, showing me so much love. Hey, Matthew, what's good? Thank you for joining us. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. So y'all let me know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Where you guys think you fall on that hierarchy of needs? Do you feel like you're on the lower levels of just like trying to keep food on the table? Or do you feel like you're ascending a little bit more to like self-actualization, which is like trying to aspire to live your best life, right? Comfortably feeling deserving of living that. Like, I want you guys to take a moment and smash that like button. It really helps me get noticed in this big wide world of YouTube. It's a free and easy way to support the channel, to support the content. So I'd so appreciate it if you guys took a moment to like and make sure that you are subscribed. And if you want to put your notifications on, I would really appreciate that as well. Okay, so the next thing about leveling up, what the reality, the truth about leveling up is standards and boundaries. Standards and boundaries. I think as Black women and as Black people in general, we are so used to this struggle life and this struggle love that our boundaries and standards are kind of weak. You know what I mean? And this might be about the types of jobs that we take, the types of lovers that we choose to procreate with, the types of lovers that we choose to sleep with and spend our time with, the type of friends, the type of places we choose to go to, the type of content we choose to absorb, you know, the type of music that we listen to, the type of food that we eat, the type of clothes that we put on our backs. All of this, when you are moving from this struggle to this thriving, when you are trying to level up, all of those things make a difference and your tastes change. You're not willing to eat the crappy food. You're not willing to sleep with Day from up the street just because you're horny. You're not willing. You know what I mean? You're not willing to go up the Pookie's fried chicken shack up the road because they be shooting out there and you got too much to lose now. You know what I mean? Even though your friends is out there. You know what I mean? And your family be out there too. And you used to go there and it used to be fine. But now you're like, damn, I don't feel comfortable there. I'm not just trying to survive and be with the same people. I'm trying to elevate. I don't see that as a safe environment for me, and it doesn't match where I'm going to. You know what I mean? At one time in your life, that's fine. You know what I mean? You go where you go. You go where your people them is at. But when you're on a level up journey, naturally, you're going to find yourself being like, dang, I don't feel safe over there anymore. You know, I don't want to go over there anymore. I don't want to sleep with them anymore. I don't want that job anymore. You know what I mean? I'm seeing, you know, I saw a little glitch in the matrix there. You know, I don't want to, you know, I don't feel comfortable, you know, letting that person come over to my house or know where I live or stay at. You know what I mean? I don't feel safe going back to the hood like that. You know what I mean? Your boundaries and your standards change. You know what I mean? Yes, I want to go on a first date, but no, you can't come over to my house, and no, I'm not coming over to yours. No, I'm not Netflixing and chilling on the first night. No, you know what I mean? Like, I want to go out, you know what I mean? And so those types of things in terms of your boundaries and your standards are usually the next things that start to shift when you are on a level up journey. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times the thing that we talk the most about when we talk about level up of women is this idea of, what's the word? Not polygamy, hypergamy. Hypergamy. Hypergamy is this word that all the people throw around is when a woman is seeking to date someone that's going to actually elevate their life, or marry someone that's actually going to elevate their life. And a lot of men seem to think that something is wrong with that. But you know, the funny part about it is that it's not regular men that usually think that that's a problem. Like, wealthy men know that that's the game. Like, that's what you do. You don't date or marry somebody who can't really elevate your life at all. And they're thinking the same thing as well. It's usually like poorer men, you know, who think that, oh, why should you be doing that? Well, that's what people do that are actually concerned about their status in their life. You know what I mean? And are actually trying to elevate themselves. They look for somebody who is going to elevate them. Maybe not only financially, but also mentally, spiritually, physically, experience-wise. You know what I mean? These things all, you know, are an elevation. They're all a part of hypergamy. You know what I mean? And so that terminology, I feel like, gets a bad rap. You know what I mean? But, you know, the reality is that anybody who is on a level up journey, whether they're leveling up themselves or they're trying to level up their relationships or their networks, they're on a hypergamous journey. Like, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Like, of course you're going to try to elevate in life. Would you marry, you know, how would, riddle me this. How would your life be different if you had married your high school sweetheart? How would your life would have been different if you had married your high school sweetheart versus if you're married now and you married somebody from college versus somebody from grad school versus somebody from your job, you know, after you finished grad school, if you did that, versus somebody who you were when you were 16. If you married the manager at Burger King that you really liked when you were 16, how your life would be different than if you married, you know, your classmate from when you went to community college. How would your life be different? You know what I mean? And so those are the things that we're talking about here. We're not talking about somebody trying to marry a basketball baller, you know what I mean, or a football star. That's a part of it as well, you know what I mean? But we're talking about just how your life differs from who you're engaged with, who's in your network, who you are living your life with, you know what I mean? And so, of course, like, you know, as your mentality shifts from struggle life and just survival mode into thriving, and as your boundaries and your standards elevate along with your journey, of course, who you attract, who you are turned on by, who you are networking with, that will elevate organically as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you see people talking, like, speaking ill of that lifestyle, like, just know that, like, there's no other way to level up, you know, without attracting different people in your circle. You know what I mean? So that's the standards and boundaries part of it. Okay. So you guys chime in the comments. Let me know what you think about the topic so far. We are on night 13, week 13 of our Friday night kickbacks, where I go live each and every Friday night. You guys come on in and we decompress from the week. We decompress from all the code switching that we do on the daily, and we just reconnect with the community and talk that talk, whatever topics you guys picked when I dropped them on Thursday night. That's what we get into on Friday night. And tonight, with 80% of the vote, you guys wanted to talk about Black women leveling up and the truth about it. So here we go. Smash that like button. Chime in on the comments, whether you're catching us live or in replay gang. Replay gang is strong. And I appreciate you guys so much. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. We double fisting it tonight. It's still on the pomegranate Syrah. And this is water. Cheers. Okay. So we talked about moving from survival mode to thriving. We talked about standards, boundaries, not only with you physically, but who you date, who you procreate with, who you share your space, your body, your energy with. The third thing when you're leveling up, and the truth about it is that your intuition, being able to follow your intuition and follow your bliss is a big part of leveling up. When you're first starting out on this level up journey, you will find that a lot of the things that have governed you, a lot of the decisions that you make, a lot of the jobs that you take, a lot of the schools that you study at, a lot of the people that you hang out with, a lot of the clothes that you wear, a lot of food that you eat, a lot of the drinks that you drink have to do with either what your parents have conditioned you to believe is appropriate for you and your level, what the television, music, movies, entertainment have conditioned you to believe is what is appropriate for your level and your standard, your class. It's all of these things that are conditions and programming that's imposed on you. You might not even know that you're programmed. Why do you wear your hair the way that you do? Why do you do your makeup the way that you do? Men, why do you wear the watch that you wear? Why do you work at the place that you work? Why did you study in school what you studied? A lot of it was imposed on you. Not a lot of people operate from that place of their actual internal bliss and what their intuition is telling them to do, independent, outside of what is being forced upon them, whether it be through the media, family, friends, whatever external circumstance or force is imposing it on them. Most times people just go with what is outside and what they see on TV and what they think they should be doing. And I'm 30, so by the time I'm 30, I should be married, and my wife should have 2 kids by now, and I should have a dog and a house and a car and a job and a corporate job, and then I'm going to retire at 65. All of these are conditions and ideas and prescribed programming that are not what your intuition is telling you to do, for the most part. A big part of the leveling up journey is getting to that place where you feel super confident about what your intuition, not only what your intuition is telling you to do, but confident in following the direction of your intuition or your gut feeling or your bliss, what makes you the most happy. Not only following the direction, but feeling worthy and certain that you will be successful doing so. That you are worthy and that you will be successful following what your intuition tells you to do, as opposed to what has been written for other people, to do, or they tell you what you have to do in this system. You know what I mean? And so that is a huge part of leveling up, and that comes way down in your journey, at least from my experience. That's not something that happens at the beginning part of your journey. The mentality is first. Your standards and your boundaries are the second thing that kind of changes. And then the third kind of thing that changes is your intuition and you really understanding what feels good to you and really feeling confident that if I go after what feels good to me, if I can, identify really what feels good to me, that, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to study that? Do I really want to go there? Do I really want to eat that? Do I really want to sleep with him? Do I really want to date them? Do I really want children? Do I really want to travel? This came to me when I asked myself, what do I really want to do? And travel came up. And I started to follow that. That's when everything unfolded for me. Ask yourself, in the mornings, in the evenings before you go to bed, when you're journaling, when you have your quiet time, when you're going on your runs or you're working out at the gym, or when you're in the shower, or when you're driving, especially long distances, listen to yourself. Ask yourself, what do I really want? What would I do if I didn't have to worry outside of fear? What do I really want? What would I really want to do? And that is what your intuition tells you. And that is what following your bliss means. And when you are really on this level up journey, when you feel confident to hear and identify what your inner knowing is telling you should do, and that you say, you know what, I'm going to follow that. I'm going to give that a try because I trust that I will be provided for. That is the ultimate level up. That's the ultimate level up. You know what I mean? And really making yourself independent of the programming that we all live under. Yeah. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Here's the deal. Some of us don't have a strong inner calling or inner knowing or in a place to really understand that. So sometimes you follow what the collective is doing until you don't want to anymore, until you get the clarity of knowing what you like and what you don't like. The truth of the matter is that contrast, like getting into situations that you don't like, really helps you clarify what you do like. So sometimes it is necessary to be in an uncomfortable situation, in an uncomfortable job, in an uncomfortable relationship, in an uncomfortable situation to clarify what feels good to you. Because once you know, oh, you know what, I don't like this. I don't like these people. I don't like this job. You know what I mean? You don't have to stay in that energy of, oh, I don't like this, I'm trapped. No, it's just there to clarify to you what you like, what's good. You know what I mean? And then once you understand that clarity really helps you to propel yourself forward. So that following your bliss and following your intuition is really good. I did a whole video about how to follow your intuition. It's getting a couple good views. It's here on the channel. So if you want to check that out, definitely do so. I'll drop that link in the comment box after this live. But be sure to look at the playlist. We have an It's KELLS Collective Friday Night Kickback playlist where you see all of the videos from each of the Friday Night Lives that we do every Friday at 7 p.m. So take a look back at that and look particularly for the one about intuition. That one had major gems in it, like majorly. So I'm really proud of that. And also below each of these videos, I do drop the timestamps after the video, after I go back, look at the live, and then I drop the timestamps for all of the gems in the video so that y'all can watch it and send the video, send a certain section to your friend them. And you guys know timestamps are like times that you can click on it. It'll take you to that particular section of the video. So after each live, I do drop the timestamps. All right, y'all are I see you guys watching, but y'all are quiet in the comments. Y'all so quiet in the comments. You know what? I'm not even gonna take offense to it because I know sometimes when I start talking to things, y'all are watching me on big screens. And so sometimes you're just watching really. But I appreciate it if you guys chime in the comment and engage the channel. Yeah. So, all right, so we talked about moving out of survival mode, moving into thriving. We talked about standards and boundaries. We talked about following your bliss and letting your intuition guide you from the internal state as opposed to from an external conditioning perspective. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that because, you know, what happens with that is that it usually puts you in this situation where it limits you, like external conditioning and external standards. You'll hear a lot of times people will say, oh, my teacher had told me that I wasn't ever gonna be nothing. Or, you know, my daddy told me I was never gonna be nothing. Or my mom told me I was never gonna be nothing. Or, you know, because I'm dark skinned, you know, everybody would be like, oh, you dark skinned, you pretty for a dark skin or this. Those types of things from the external usually serve to limit you. You know what I mean? Usually serve to limit you. So when you're on your leveling up journey, you learn to be governed in your day-to-day life more by what you say and by what you feel and by what you think, independent of what them people is trying to impose on you. So that's the ultimate level up. That's the ultimate level up, to be self-governed and confident in that self-governance and trust that everything is always working out for you when you are following your divine guidance from within. Yeah. So I think another thing about leveling up, the truth about Black women leveling up that we have to be aware of is that it really puts you in a position not to be gaslit. And this is like a natural progression from that following your inner governance and your inner guidance. Gaslighting is when people they almost like try to make you feel like you're crazy. You know what I mean? They almost try to make you feel like you're crazy, or that what you're experiencing is not the truth of the matter. So it makes you feel like, wait, am I the crazy one? Am I the only one experiencing this? Like, what's really going on here? And it's usually like narcissists. They usually do this to you. You'll find this in the workplace as well. A lot of people talk about imposter syndrome in the workplace. But the reality of it is that sometimes it's just a culture of gaslighting in the corporate setting. And when we say the culture of gaslighting, what we're talking about is people who really don't know what they're talking about, walking around with their chest out and talking really confidently like they know what they're talking about, because their gender might be a certain way or because their race might be a certain way. People just smile and nod and make it seem like they know what they're talking about. But really, it's just a culture of gaslighting because they really don't know what they're talking about. And you might not be used to that culture. So you might be going in and saying, what they're talking about doesn't make sense. Or am I the only one who didn't understand one thing that came out of that person's mouth? Or what's really going on here? If you ever experience that at work, that is an indication of gaslighting in the workplace. And so when you level up, this gaslighting will not only be in the work, you don't only experience this in the workplace, you'll experience this in life as well. Whether it be your friends telling you changed. Why you think, they trying to remember when you used to do this, and kind of trying to remind you or pull you back or humble you into a space that's like no longer you, and instead of applauding you for your elevation, you know what I mean, or instead of just letting you change and still being there, being supportive of you. Sometimes it's in relationships where people try to make you think that you don't deserve as much as you have ask for yourself. You decide how much you deserve or what you deserve or what you will take, not anybody else. You know what I mean? Sometimes it'll be, in movies, in the media, where they make it seem like, oh, the only role you can play as a black woman is the one caping for a black man who's been killed, shot down in the street, or struggle love, and you have to ride with him when he's in jail, and that's the only role you could be, especially if you're a dark-skinned girl, or all of these kind of perceptions of life that are not necessarily authentic. So to me, that all falls in the gaslighting category. So as you level up, you have to be aware of that and know that, oh, okay, if that doesn't make sense to me, be confident enough in your own intuition and own inner guidance to know that not them trying to gaslight, not them trying to gaslight the doll, you know what I mean? So, that is something that you will experience, and that you have to learn to have a lot of confidence about yourself and your new journey and your new perspective and mindset on life, and not be made to feel like an imposter, or made to feel like your new journey or your elevated journey or your level up journey is not valid. People will try to gaslight you into thinking that it's not valid because you're a woman, or because you're black, or because you're big boned and thick. You know what I mean? Or because, you're a thought. You're a quote unquote thought, and God gave you ass and titties and you know how to shake it. You know what I mean? And so now you're not worthy of anything. You know what I mean? Or because you're an intellectual and you're a nerd and you don't really have body like that, but your mind is sharp. You know what I mean? So you're not even desirable. Those types of things people will try to gaslight you about, or make you feel like an imposter about. And so as you level up, you have to learn to be able to leave that on the table. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a long ramble, but hopefully that made sense. Apartment Life View, you liking what you're hearing? I appreciate the love in the comments so much. Yeah. And so, okay, so that's the last one. That was like the last main one. But all in all, I feel like when you're talking about, and let me take a sip. Actually, guys, I'm actually going out tonight. I'm supposed to be going to some sort of new lounge or something with the people, then with the friends. So I'll let y'all know. If y'all have not followed me, y'all should follow me on Instagram. That's where you get the immediate, like what we're doing, things we getting into on a day-to-day. So I am going out tonight. So we'll see how it goes. I might have some new dating in Atlanta stories for you. Anyway, so, okay. So back to the topic at hand. So I feel like all in all, like leveling up, although it seems like very materialistic on the outside, It's primarily about the mindset shift and the behavioral shift that you undertake as you move from this where your parents kind of left you off, which is usually struggle, survival mode, like life should be hard mode. And you made the decision to move into actually life should be sexy. Life should be sensual. Life should feel good. Life should be easy. Everything always works out for me. Everything in divine timing. God's got my back. My ancestors has got my back. My higher self has got my back. The divine always looks out. Everything is always working out for me. I feel good in this body. You know, money comes to me easy. Me and money is in a relationship. Abundance, I'm looking forward to all of the avenues through which abundance flows to me. When you move from that space to that space, that's the real level up. Quiet as is kept. You know what I mean? And you will see how things and experiences and people that you meet and opportunities that are presented to you shift just based on your ability to go from that struggle, survival mentality to life should be flow, ease, grace. And I'm deserving of that. And I'm worthy of that. And it will happen for me. So to me, there's like a couple elements of that level up. You're talking about a spiritual element to your level up. You're talking about an emotional level to your level up. A physical, how you look, what you eat, what you put in your body, how often you move your body, how much water you drink. When I tell you people do not drink enough water, the only time I see people drinking water like that is when they are trying to do a diet and they're like drinking a gallon of water a day. You need to drink more water. Your body needs to be hydrated. Let me tell you, quiet as is kept. If you're trying to manifest something, if you're trying to move towards a goal, if you're trying to attract something into your life, someone or something, it will be very difficult if you're dehydrated. Drink more water. Drink more water. Another thing is your breath, how much oxygen you're letting into your body. It is very important how much air you're letting in. I had people come to my house. I have a lot of stairs in my house. And even when I was in London, when you're going up and down the tube, there's a lot of stairs. And I would travel with folks and they would be holding their breath to go up and down stairs or not breathing deeply enough. Your breath moves things in your favor. The hydration in your body moves things in your favor, makes you juicy, makes you luscious, makes you attractive. You got to pay attention to what type of elements, air, water you have in your body, right? So that's your physical level up. And then you have your financial level up and your perspectives on money. One thing I noticed, and I don't know if this is true because I thought we was past this. Y'all let me know, but I thought we was past this. I see people, every time people talk about money, and let me know if you guys want me to drop a specific video about financial level up, okay? Because the girl, you know, money comes to me easy. Me and money is in a relationship. You know what I mean? So let me know if y'all want me to talk about that. But what I keep noticing recently, and I'm just like, I thought we was past that. Whenever people talk about money, what I'm seeing on YouTube is they always start with people thinking money is bad or money is evil, or the biggest issue people have with money is that they think money is the root of all evil. I thought we was past that. I thought it was obvious that if you are trying to live an abundant, I thought it was obvious that one, it's fine to live in a, like, you should be comfortable. Like, I know people have a problem with that, but you know, so maybe that one's a little bit like a weak argument, but like, I'm like, people out here still talking about money's the root of all evil and then trying to get money. That's like, how that's gonna go? Like, how is that gonna go? Like, you can't be trying to get to the bag, but then really feel like money is the root of all evil. You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal with that? You know what I mean? And so I'm like, that's obvious to me. But whenever I see people talk about money and manifesting money and being alignment to attract abundance through all of the avenues through which it flows to you, they always talk about you can't have a contentious relationship with money. You can't see money as the root of all evil. You can't see people with money as evil or as criminals or as crooks. And I'm just like, oh shoot, people still think that? You know what I mean? And so I might be out of touch there. You know what I mean? So you let me know in the comments. But you know, the level up the mentality of the level up is that you're not looking at people with money with contempt in your heart, or thinking that they're a crook, or they did something wrong, or that money is the root of all evil, or that you can't be spiritual and have money, or you can't be woke and have money, or anything like that. You know what I mean? And so I think, you know, I just have been finding it interesting that people are still thinking that money is the root of all evil. But anyway, so yeah, the financial level up. And then I think I'm going to end with this. I think the last thing, and this is particularly for women and emotions, the last thing about level up, outside of spiritual, outside of physical, outside of financial, and outside of mental level up. And if you want me to go deeper into any of these topics, let me know in the comments. But I think the emotional level up is important. And so what are we talking about when we say emotional level up? Y'all know I'm going out tonight. The people that texting me, I'm like, I'm late. I told y'all I'm with the collective every Friday night. So don't call me, don't text me, don't invite me nowhere at this time, because I am dedicated consistently to the collective on Friday night, 7 p.m. to whenever we get done talking, to whenever we get done kicking back. So, okay. So the last one is the emotional level up. I think that one of the things that you come across when you're on your level up journey as a woman is how to regulate your emotions. And I think this is not just a woman thing. I believe that this, I'm gonna speak from a Black perspective. I believe this is a Black person issue as well. In that we are so soulful that a lot of times we're very governed by our emotions, and our emotions can throw our behavior in any which way. You know what I mean? And so that might be lust, that might be anger, that might be jealousy, that might be sadness and depression, that might be something based on some sort of trauma that you've had in your life, and then the emotional and mental repercussions of that. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that your emotions will govern if you're not very aware of the emotional guidance system. What do you mean? What's emotional? What's emotional guidance system, Kels? When you be coming up with this stuff? Emotional guidance system. Your emotions are there as an indicator of where you are on your journey. So you pay keen attention to your emotions, because your emotions will tell you how close or how far away you are from following your intuition and going towards what your journey and your guidance is taking you towards. Your inner guidance is taking you towards. So the lower you are on the emotional scale, if you're feeling fear, which is the worst one, fear, if you're feeling revenge, if you're feeling sadness, anger, depression, you are far away from following your intuition and your guidance and your bliss. The more you're feeling like happy, it doesn't even have to be happy. If you're feeling calm, if you're feeling peaceful, if you're feeling okay, if you're feeling hydrated, if you're feeling satiated, you feel good, if you feel joy, if you feel bliss, if you feel excitement, if you feel thrilled, if you feel love, if you feel sexiness, if you feel sensuality, those are on the higher end of your emotional guidance, which means that you are following your intuition per se. Now, obviously, if you know you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, but it feels good, that's between you and your people them. That's between you and your guidance. But generally, your emotions are your guidance system that help you to know and to navigate this journey. And so what you have to do is be able to recognize your emotions, why, and have an idea of why they came about, and not immediately react based on an emotion. Observe yourself, observe your emotions, observe what it's trying to guide you and to tell you. This is a part of your level up. Not just reacting because you feel sad, or not just reacting because you got money and you feel good. Now you about to blow bags. And no, you know what I mean? Like, really being like self-aware and observational. And that's a part of the level up. And then really not pushing your emotions down, because again, it's a guidance system. It's helping you to know more about yourself and your likes and your dislikes and your standards and your boundaries and your comfort and your discomfort. you know, and your contrast and things like that, when you're in flow or when you're putting, you know, hurdles in your way, you know what I mean? Don't push down your emotions, but be aware of them, and then don't immediately react based on what your emotion is doing. Observe it. You know what I mean? And that's what emotional regulation, that's a big part of the level up, is being able to feel yourself and maybe not always let your emotions show on your face. Now, I'm not a good person at that because my eyebrows, the way my eyebrows be moving, the way my hands be moving, the way my, you know, my body is when I'm talking, you know, especially to you guys, is, you know, a telltale sign of, you know, how I feel and my emotions and things like that. But when I'm in other life situations, I don't necessarily let every part of my emotion show on my face. I am very expressive, but I'm aware of what I'm feeling. Pro tip, key tip, I'm gonna tell you this right now. People can feel what you're thinking about, or people can feel how you feel, even if you think that, even if you're not verbally expressing it. That's a part of being human. They don't teach us that. You don't know that. They don't tell you that. But the truth of the matter is that you can affect other people just by your presence and your energetic state, your emotional, your energetic state. So being hyper aware of what you're bringing to the table when you walk in a room. What do people feel? You can tell what people feel by how you're feeling. So that requires you to be hyper aware of your emotional states, of how your body feels and things like that. And again, I'm gonna say hydration and things like that, really breath work and making sure you're getting enough oxygen and that you're taking deep breaths throughout the day. Those things will really help you tune in to let you know, oh, this is how I'm feeling. Oh, I'm self-aware, you know, and not just walking on autopilot, you know, every day and all day. Those is what I gotta talk about as it relates to Black women leveling up and the truth about leveling up and what leveling up really means. I hope, you know, I just kind of had a few notes, but I hope that was helpful. And I know when I talk about level up on the channel, you guys usually like it and have a lot to say. You guys were pretty quiet in the comments tonight, but I do see you guys watching. I see the numbers up, and I do see that you guys have smashed that like button for your girl. It's a free and easy way to support the content, to support the channel, and so I appreciate you guys so much. I'm looking at the comments, and I don't see many. Usually at this time, I'm like, all right, let me take a little spin through the comments, and then we'll close out the kickback, the Friday night kickback. But I don't see, I see you guys, Apartment Live View was the last person to comment. What's going on? Why are you guys so quiet? Why are you guys so quiet tonight? Oh my God. When we opened the show, when we opened the kickback, you guys were super vocal. Not a sermon. Apartment Live View said this was a needed sermon. Nothing to add. I appreciate you so much for chiming in and catching the live. We know Replay Gang is strong over here, so even if you guys don't catch it live, be sure to drop some comments and I'll respond to each and every one. I'm gonna drop the timestamps to this video tomorrow because you guys know I'm going out tonight. The doll is on the streets tonight. I won't drop them tonight, but I will drop them tomorrow. But in the meantime, you guys know I do these videos, so you know you're not out here alone in this sometimes crazy dating, loving, living world. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you subscribe, put on the notifications, smash that like button. And if you're an oldie but a goodie, a returning viewer, thank you so much for re-engaging the channel, for coming back at it again. And I appreciate the love. If you guys don't have nothing else to say in the comments, blurry, Naomi saying, oh goodness, it's blurry. I'm looking at the feed and it's looking like it's clear on my end. So I'm hoping that it's clear on you guys' end. Ella's saying hello from Germany. Sleepless here means I can join your live. Hello, Ella. I appreciate the love so much. What time is it in Germany right now? It's about 8:23 here, so 9, 10, 9:23, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Is it 2 a.m. in Germany right now? Day one forever, and you're coming in clear, babes. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Apartment Life View says it's not blurry. Girl, that's your internet. Naomi, that's your internet, sis. We were coming in a little bit blurry earlier, but it seems I refinagled the thing, and so hopefully it's good. Anyway, 120, Ella. Oh my gosh, thank you for joining, honey. Where are you in Germany? Are you in Berlin? But anyway, all right, I think we're done for the night, guys. If we don't have anything else, I do have to hit these streets. I'll let you know on Instagram how it's going tonight. So if you want to follow me there, you can see the shenanigans I get into tonight. But if not, I'll catch you guys here next week, Friday, live for another kickback. And hopefully soon I'm going to be dropping some other videos in the middle of the week. You guys let me know what you want me to talk about, and we will get into the things. Otherwise, check the Instagram. We're here on YouTube on Thursday nights to choose the topics that we will talk about on Friday Night Live Kickback with the girl, with the doll. It's Kells. I appreciate you guys so much. Apartment Live View been in the comments heavy. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, smash that like button on your way out. And we'll catch you guys again soon. Bye, guys.